can because we want to ensure the safety of the citizens that are here, right? When crews first got on scene, we had multiple cars on fire. We had the house on fire behind us as it was going down the street. The car that was down the left, I don't know whether it was an electrical car or not. I just know that it was stubborn as can be, and no matter what we could do, we could not get that fire to finally go out as we were going through it. But when crews first arrived, we did have dense fog, so as they came down, you can imagine the scene of what they saw with what was behind them, a house fully involved with a plane through the middle of the street. So it was, I commend the crews, I commend the fire department, the police department, the military that came out here, the citizens themselves too, because anybody, it's tragic to see that behind you. Whether you're involved in it, and I feel for the people that are in the plane that had, that were a part of this, but whether you're involved in it or not, just normal citizens that are here, they're gonna remember this the rest of their lives, but they did what they always do. The citizens of San Diego are amazing. They came out and covered for one another and took care of one another.
How many families were evacuated?
I don't know how many families were evacuated right now. We can get you that number later.
Can you describe what it was like for first responders when they first got here and what was their priority as soon as they got to the scene?
So our main goal when we are on scene is life. We want to save life, right? So first crews that got on scene and the engines that got on scene found the house on the corner that was on fire, immediately started to search that house and knock down on that house because they know that that's our top priority as we go through to see if someone's in there. Our goal was to get through every single house that we could and search them to make sure that everybody was out. Once we were confident in every single one of those houses being cleared, then we focused back into the middle of the street and started focusing on the cars, property, right? Life is our number one priority, so we're going to go for those first and ensure that we have any sort of rescues that we need to initiate and get them out. Those crews did that with multiple units down both sides of the street, and then you never know. We could have stuff thrown in both directions, and as we go through those directions, we put multiple engines and trucks down our side streets to search those streets too.
Was that home occupied?
The home was occupied at the time, yes.
Do you know how many people were in there?
No, I don't.
And what happened? And what did you hear about how they got out?
So what I heard is just like anything. It was, for me, it's a little bit of a miracle, right? A plane hits your house. I don't know exactly how they got out, but I do know that neighbors helped them get out. And that's the beauty of what I love in this neighborhood too. And military looking out for one another. They did exactly what they did to try to help each other.
You mentioned that military family and that this is a military community.
Yeah.
How crucial is the fact that they're trained for emergencies, they're trained for complicated things? Do you think that played a role in making sure that they were helping each other and making sure that everybody was safe?
I think it absolutely does. I think any sort of that background that you have behind you, right, to help you stay calm in a stressful situation, just like the military, just like San Diego PD or any other public safety that's out there, I think it helped. And so as we came into this neighborhood, you could see that. You could see the love for one another in this neighborhood.
When you say it was a family, do you know if there were children in this home?
No, I don't.
Can you confirm the time of the impact again?
We got the first call at 3:47 a.m. is when the first call came into our dispatch center.
I have two questions. Does it appear that the plane hit the house actually or clipped it or something?
No, that'll be for NTSB to decide when they get here and see if it actually hit the house or not. That's not for us to investigate on it. When my crews first got on scene, they did a great job to just attack the fire and get after it.
And did you guys see when you're on scene that the jet fuel, was it in flames just rolling down the street as the car is igniting?
I can tell you when I got on scene, you could see about 40 feet to 50 feet ahead of you. So if it's rolling down the street, I don't know whether it was rolling down the street. What I do know is when I got here, I saw multiple cars on fire, and that area was just getting knocked down by our crews.
Is there any timetable of when we could hear from the FAA? Because we've been here since early this morning, and we heard that they would come to speak with us sometime soon, but now we're in our third press briefing, and we still haven't heard from them.
I don't, not for me to say, I don't know. I do tell you this much behind me, that they are investigating behind, and I will try to get someone back here. We'll work with our PAO to get someone back here for you.
When do you think it would be safe for people to come back, given the strong smell?
We did have a clipped power line off our main line out there. We still have good power from SDG&E has ensured us that we still have proper power running through the area through here, but yes, it was a main line that was hit.
Approximately how many houses were evacuated? Just a number?
I don't know. I don't know on that side. It was multiple. We evacuated everything south of here. Every single house south was evacuated. 2 blocks west was evacuated all the way to the 15, and 1 block north was evacuated to us. For us, we wanted to make sure that we had everybody out, so if anything did start to grow or anything changed, that everybody was out of their houses.
Someone described it like a movie when they arrived. Can you kind of give us a description of what it felt like, smelled like?
It's not Hollywood.
You smell this? You smell this right behind me right now? What you smell right now of that burning, that's what you're coming into. You smell that off-gassing as it's coming here with the sun and everything starting to push up. It's, for us, for public safety, we're used to that smell, right? We're used to those types of things that are out there. For the public, I'm sure it was. If you only look 50 feet behind me, your mind would start thinking of things anyway. So imagine that when it was actually occurring. Yes, it was chaotic.
This is not the first time that we have a plane crash. Compared to the other ones that have been more to eastward, and this being in a community, I mean, how do you rank it? You know,
I can't rank. I won't rank anything. What I will say is the amount of incredible work that is done by first responders that come out here, whether it be a plane that's out in the middle of nowhere, whether we have brush fires or anything else. I can't rank a plane crash, because to me that's my heart couldn't let me do that, right? Type thing. What I do know is that when we came out of here, the best outcome that we had for individuals that are on the ground, I feel for the family that is in that plane and what they're going through right now. I can only imagine that. But on the ground itself and the individuals here in military housing, we had one of the best outcomes that I could possibly say that came from this, because when I was coming on scene, I did not expect that same outcome as I got here.
Okay, guys, that's going to be enough. We're going to provide more information electronically. We don't have another.
Just listening in there to San Diego officials provide this update here on Live Now from Fox after this tragedy. 2 killed, 8 more injured. They're continuing to investigate. The NTSB is on the ground, and of course, this was a military family community there in San Diego. That is such a part of life. Some 23 homes. 100 homes for the military families, and of course you heard the response from the medical and the fire officials, but also from neighbors helping each other out, get out of those houses. Of course, as we were following, just some of these images are very difficult to see of this crash taking place in San Diego, and this is just the scene on the ground here on Live Now from Fox. You can see the damage to the house, the damage to some of these cars, and the path in which this business jet crashed here. So still learning more information on it on Live Now from Fox. I do want to put up a post from Todd Garcia, the mayor of San Diego, saying, on behalf of our city, I extend my condolences to the family affected and gratitude to our first responders for their swift action. Talking about it, they extinguished the fire, secured the area to ensure this tragedy was not compounded. San Diego will support the Navy as they assist the residents affected by this tragedy. All right, I'm Andy Mack. We're back after this.
How's it going, honey?
There's a lot to take care of.
I hope you know how grateful she was to have you.
I know. Speaking of grateful,
What is it?
it's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance.
Life insurance. So soon?
Just like they said.
My sister. Always looking out for her family.
I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help a lot.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know, with her health issues.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget.
No one kept a tighter budget than Mom. If she can manage the rates, you can too.
But did her rates go up every year?
Nope. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day. Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-413-6541. You can't be turned down. 800-413-6541. That's 800-413-6541.
Meet 3 women who have come to Rome to star in their very own romantic comedy.
I feel like I'm in The Lady and the Tramp. This is a real-life fairy tale.
here I go.
Wow, that's cool. Come on, I'll show you.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Let's get out to the East Coast one more time in our nation's capital as we're hearing more information about the tragedy as 2 Israeli staffers killed late last night after attending events. Yaron Lachinsky and also Sarah Milgram, the couple that was set to be engaged in the coming weeks, tragically losing their lives as a gunman opened fire outside of the Jewish Museum. Let's take you right now out to the State Department briefing as spokesperson Tammy Bruce provides an update on this on the international front. And let's start from the beginning to hear what she had to say.
The heinous murder of 2 staff members from the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. last night. Every day we talk about in this room the aftermath of one of the most obscene attacks on Jews in history. The October 7th massacre was a reminder to the world that Jew hatred and murder is the hallmark of terrorists and monsters around the world. The envy feeding this hate is thousands of years old. It is now the 21st century, and it is time for the barbarity to end. While this obscenity happened in Washington, D.C., we have a president and a secretary of state that recognize the importance of saying, enough is enough, and genuinely, never again. There is a reason why we stand in solidarity with Israel. There is a reason why we stand with our partners at the Israeli embassy. And there is a reason why we stand with the Jewish people here in the United States and around the world. Because America has a history of not allowing the monsters among us to destroy life, the future, and everything that matters. The Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service is providing ongoing support to the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department and their investigation of this incident and coordinating with other federal and local law enforcement partners. As Secretary Marco Rubio has said, make no mistake, we will track down those responsible and bring them to justice. Our prayers go out to their loved ones. Sarah Milgram and Yaren Lashinsky. Sarah Milgram and Yaren Lashinsky, may their memory be a blessing. Now, on Capitol Hill this week, Secretary Rubio went before Congress to share how we are implementing President Trump's vision of an American First foreign policy. He made clear that America is back and that securing our borders, making communities safer, and combating criminal cartels are once again key priorities of our foreign policy. He also explained how the fiscal year 2026 budget request for the Department of State will enable the department to deliver on President Trump's foreign policy agenda that makes America safer, stronger, and more prosperous. The budget request in the State Department's reorganization will ensure our ability to respond to the challenges of the 21st century on behalf of the American people. And now finally, ahead of Memorial Day, which I know we're all looking forward to, I want to recognize and honor the Americans who gave their lives to defend our freedom. Their bravery, service, and sacrifice represent the very best of America. The heroes of this country would have preferred long, enjoyable, quiet lives, but instead they answered the call when we needed them the most. Every day that we simply enjoy is due to the sacrifice of the men and women who died on the field. We will never forget those who've given all to defend our country, our way of life, and the American people. God bless all who have served and are serving our nation. And now, ready for your questions? Daphne, yes ma'am.
Following the shooting last night, are U.S. embassies on any sort of special alert or thinking about any change in posture?
I can't speak to security measures that are being implemented or being discussed or decided upon. What I did note in my topper is that, in fact, we are working certainly with the D.C. Metropolitan Police and the security of this building, of American diplomats, of diplomats throughout this city is of paramount importance to the United States of America. We act on that every single day, and certainly we're continuing to do that today and in the days that come as well.
And has Secretary Rubio had any conversations with Israeli officials or the Israeli ambassador today?
I can't remark on the specifics of any conversations that have been had, but I know that, of course, you've seen his messages, the tweets, and of course, we will hear, no doubt, again soon about the nature of what's transpiring. But I can tell you that he is, as all of us are, is heartbroken. We're all affected by this. It is something we deal with, in a sense, of course, every day. This administration, the Secretary's work, the President's work, and often I don't know how they do it. I have maybe 40, 45 minutes with you guys twice a week. And these are issues that are existential all the time. And I know that, again, my work is made easier because I know the people running this country care about life and about the condition of our lives. And so that's the most I can say, separate from certainly specifics of who they're speaking with. All right. Yes, Andrea Mitchell.
Hi, thank you very much. A couple of questions about South Africa and also Sudan, if you don't mind. In South Africa, the State Department is empowered legally with deciding when a genocide exists. Has there been an investigation that supports any such contention? Because there is no credible evidence from any authority on the ground there, in their government, in NGOs, or elsewhere that we can find to support an allegation of genocide, that white farmers are at all as disadvantaged as the crime wave there that is a problem against blacks in much greater numbers, and proportionally greater numbers than whites. The fact checkers have shown that the white crosses were put up as a protest against the criminal movement and against the death of the farmers. The crosses and the burial were all part of a protest against the criminality, not as described. So what information was given to the White House, if any, by the State Department, by the experts in the field, to support what was described as an ambush widely around the world of a South African visitor who had a celebrated background as a leader of a biracial government and someone who was jailed with Mandela and who has been one of the civic leaders of a new South Africa, as troubled as their history has been, as troubled as their current situation is.
Well, I would say that, as we all knew, of course, the president has been very vocal about his concern about the violence, the nature of what's been transpiring in South Africa. The president did not come to the United States of America unaware of the position and the posture of the president and of the Secretary of State and of his administration. So I would argue against very much that there was some kind of an ambush. South Africa also has been facing a dynamic where there's been regular criticism,